Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and we are back today looking at the final Legends class figure in the Combiner Wars line. And like most final figures in a line, it was a bit tricky to get. This is Wreck-Gar. Wreck-Gar is a repaint with a new head of Groove. Yep, and basically why Combiner Wars is basically called Repaint Wars. As I mentioned, the guy was a little tricky to get. Basically, the way Wreck-Gar is being released, it's part of a case refresh where you had like the Wave 3 with, I think, Shockwave, Chop Shop, and Buzzsaw, which is really a Titan's Return figure, and they've pulled one of them out and is putting Wreck-Gar in with a couple of other older figures. And you know, interesting thing is, I got this figure off of Amazon. Now, if you go to the listing on Amazon, and if you go as of this recording, the stock photos they use show Wreck-Gar in the traditional Combiner Wars Legends packaging, where it has a little sticker on the front that says combines to form. And then if you know the packaging, you turn it on the side, it'll show you the picture of the combiner it's supposed to go with. Like Shockwave goes with the Combaticons, Rodimus went with Optimus Maximus, or Ultra Prime, or whatever they were calling that one. Wreck-Gar was originally intended to go with Skyrain, the Skylynx figure. When it was shown to be a repaint retool of Groove, many people were like, okay, how is this going to work? They were expecting ports and plugs on the torso of Skyrain that would make everything fit together. Now, what was interesting is we've actually had Skylynx and the deluxe figures for the Skyrain wave in hand for a little bit right now. They have not, and people were looking at it, and there was absolutely no way using the Groove figure to combine in the Groove mold in its chest mode to Skylynx. Now, people were doing some fan mods, what have you. So early on, the belief was there was going to be a little more retooling done to Wreck-Gar. Overseas, some people were getting some special early releases of Wreck-Gar and going home with their Skylynx figures. And again, there was no extra tooling, and there was really no way to do it. And that brings me to when I got Wreck-Gar in hand in the packaging. There was no mention on the packaging or in the instructions that this has a third mode, that it could be a chest piece or is meant to go with Skyrain. So, I mean, obviously you can still transform Wreck-Gar into that chest mode, but there's really no point. But, as you can see, it is that Groove motorcycle. Kind of pointless now that we're getting the deluxe Groove, but so it's nice to see it here with Wreck-Gar, that maybe Wreck-Gar can be the standard of the mode of the model. The orange is a little bit brighter than I remember from previous releases of Wreck-Gar, even going back to G1. That's probably just done because Hasbro has done focus groups where they've discovered that brighter colors attract younger fans. Now, there is a kickstand built in, which does help Wreck-Gar stand. Does roll quite nicely, but you just have to hold it up to make sure it doesn't drag. Transformation is exactly the same as Groove. You're just going to come in here, fold out the sides of the motorcycle and the handlebars. Going to bring that up and around, just bring them up like that. They will friction into place. Go ahead, fold the figure down on that secondary chest point, and in doing so, come in, peg the windshield into the chest, revealing the head, and then finally coming down, flipping the legs down, and separating them apart. There are some tight pegs there, which is really nice. One thing I can mention is, unlike Groove, the legs on Wreck-Gar are much tighter, but when you get them all done and straightened out, you do have the robot mode right there, and we'll come in real quick. As you can see, there is that new head with the little robotic goatee. I really think it's kind of nice. It does look like Wreck-Gar. And I do think it's kind of cool that we are getting a newer Wreck-Gar figure, since it is the 30th anniversary of Transformers the movie. I know with some people, there's that Platinum set which is available at Target. Articulation exactly the same. Ball jointed in the shoulders, ball jointed elbows, ball jointed hips, swivel knees. The ankles can move on the articulation joint. I'm sorry, I said swivel. I should say ball jointed hips with a swivel above the knee, and just a regular hinge at the knee. The head can rotate, but because of its size and its small size and my large size of fingers, it's kind of hard to pull off. I've never been a big fan of this version of Wreck-Gar, or actually I should say this mold period. I really hate the way the ankles look, that they're you get the digigraded bit there, but they're also very high, and makes them look, if you remember on Groove, they were black and made them look like they was wearing like these high boots. But it's a fun figure. It's a cool desk toy. I've definitely played with it, transformed it a lot more than I did with Groove, and that has to do with the fact that the joints are much tighter. But it is what it is. I got this figure, as I said, off of Amazon. It was in stock, shipped and sold for about $11. You might want to jump on Amazon now, because I know a lot of the repaint, retool Combiner Wars Legend figures are going for really cheap prices, like $5 or $6. And if you're lucky, you can. I know Wreck-Gar is out of stock right now, but he should be back in relatively soon. And I think I even saw Shockwave going for under $10. That's the Legend Class Combiner Wars Shockwave, not the Masterpiece figure. But really, there's no point to recommending this. I mean, if you're going to get a Wreck-Gar, I would just go for the Platinum set that's coming out, because you get two other figures. You get another Junkion with a different head, and you get Rodimus, that nice deluxe mold. But if you're looking for a fun little desk toy, and you're a fan of the Groove motorcycle mold, then definitely go and pick that up. So, this is your old pal Chuck for Combiner Wars Legends Class Wreck-Gar. We will see you next time.